episode is sponsored by HarderStripesClothing.com. If you want clean, rugged gear that looks good on camera and in real life, go check them out at HarderStripesClothing.com. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Shyt Talkin Time, where we talk the shit, but we keep it factual and we don't let the internet turn us into unpaid rumor interns. Before we get into it, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with one person who stays in hip hop news 24/7. That's how the channel grows. That's how we keep these episodes coming. And that's how we make sure YouTube knows we not whispering into a pillow. All right. Let's get into the updates. Today we got two lanes. One, the hip hop beef climate update. What's hot, what's cooled off, what's loud online. Two, the Lil Durk case update, strictly the court timeline stuff that's actually been reported by major outlets. And I'm going to say this now because I need everybody to keep the same energy. We can talk hip hop, we can talk culture, we can talk headlines, but on open legal cases, we're not doing the I heard Olympics. We're not doing conspiracy karaoke. We're sticking to what's been reported, and we're using words like alleged the way they're supposed to be used. Cool. Let's start with the beef climate, because rap beef right now is like dating in 2026. Everybody unbothered, but everybody got a group chat dedicated to being bothered. First headline that's been floating around heavy is Jay-Z speaking on the Kendrick versus Drake situation in a rare interview. This is one of those moments where the culture pauses like, hold up, Pav talking? And what he basically said in grown man terms is that battling used to be part of hip hop's DNA, but now it's gotten too toxic because of social media, stan culture, and the way people drag personal lives into it, especially kids. He's not saying never battle. He's saying the modern version sometimes doesn't help the culture grow. He's framing it like battling used to be sport. Now it's turning into internet warfare with permanent receipts. That's a different thing. And honestly, I get it. Because back in the day, beef was like, your bars are weak, your album trash. You ain't like that. Then y'all did a show in the same city 2 months later and awkwardly nodded at each other like divorced parents at graduation. Now it's, I want to screenshot your auntie's Facebook post from 2011, zoom in, enhance the pixels, and accuse you of being a lizard person. And the fans make it worse. Let's be real. A lot of modern beef isn't even the rappers anymore. It's the fan bases acting like they're on payroll. People be defending millionaires like they're defending their own moms. Like, relax, bro. Drake is not going to Venmo you for riding this hard. Kendrick is not going to name you assistant manager of Compton for arguing in the comments. Please breathe. So Jay-Z stepping in and basically saying this is getting too personal is interesting because he comes from the era where battling mattered, but he's looking at the current era like y'all turned it into something else. And it's also a reminder, when legends speak, they usually not talking just to talk. They're signaling what they think is next for the culture. He's basically saying, if battling is going to exist, it needs boundaries again. Now, I know what some of y'all thinking, man, boundaries is hip hop. I hear you, but let's be honest, with some of this modern beef doesn't feel like competition. It feels like trying to ruin somebody's life as a content strategy. And if that's the vibe, the culture going to get tired. Not because people are soft, because people are exhausted. So that's one major beef climate update. The conversation is shifting from who won to is this good for the culture anymore? Now, second lane, T.I. and 50 Cent. This beef got labeled by some outlets as one of the first big headline beefs of 2026. And if you watched it play out, it was a very specific type of rap beef. The kind that feels like two dudes arguing from opposite sides of the internet, like, I'm still outside, while neither one is actually outside. It's like they were beefing from the comfort of their own brands, and I'm not even clowning them. It's entertaining, but it also had that vibe of this is what happens when two people who love to talk meet each other, because T.I. can talk, 50 can talk. Both of them are elite talkers. So when they clash, it turns into a wrestling promo. It's not even about bars half the time. Half the time, it's about who control better. And the funniest part is watching fans pretend they're shocked. Wow, 50 Cent is petty. Yes, that's like saying, wow, water is wet. 50 Cent is petty as a lifestyle. That's the brand, that's the personality, that's the wallpaper. So the beef update there isn't necessarily it escalated into something irreversible. The update is more like it became one of the more visible early year headline conflicts and got covered as a moment in 2026 rap discourse. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. A lot of what people call beef right now is just algorithm food. Everybody wants a moment. Everybody wants the clip. Everybody wants the headline. Everybody wants the he responded post. And it works because we share it, we repost it, we react to it, we give it oxygen. So if you're watching rap beef in 2026, you got to ask, is this a real conflict or is this marketing wearing a ski mask? Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it starts real and becomes content. Sometimes it starts as content and becomes real because people can't back down once their ego gets attached. And this is why Jay-Z's commentary matters, because he's basically telling you the modern beef ecosystem is different. It's not just rapper versus rapper, it's rapper versus rapper, plus millions of fans, plus social media receipts, plus narratives. Now let's switch lanes to the more serious update, the Lil Durk case. Again, we're doing this the right way. We are not convicting anybody on YouTube. We're not pretending we're the judge. We're not making claims beyond what's been reported. We're talking timeline updates, court scheduling, and what's publicly been stated by reputable outlets. So here's the reported update. Outlets have reported that Lil Durk's federal trial in a murder for hire case has been delayed and is now scheduled for August 2026. And there's reporting that a judge denied a request by co-defendants to have separate trials. Different reporting has cited specific August dates, but the consistent theme is the trial is pushed back into August and severance was denied. And when people hear trial delayed, the internet always does the same thing. Everybody becomes a legal scholar overnight. Delays mean this, delays mean that. Delays mean he's cooked. Delays mean he's going home. Listen, court delays can happen for a lot of reasons: discovery, motions, scheduling, complexity, multiple defendants, evidence review, all kinds of procedural stuff. It doesn't automatically mean one side is winning. It doesn't automatically mean the other side is scared. Sometimes it literally means the court calendar is packed and lawyers are doing lawyer things. But what does matter is the seriousness of the situation. It's federal, it's high profile, and the outcome of pretrial motions and scheduling decisions matters because it shapes how the case moves. Also, the internet needs to stop treating trial date like an album release date. You can't just go, yeah, it's coming Friday. No, this is court. It moves when it moves. There's no deluxe edition. There's no surprise drop. There's no pushback because the vibes weren't right. This is not a rollout. Now, as a fan of music and culture, it's okay to care. It's okay to pay attention. Lil Durk is a major artist with a real fan base and real influence. People are going to talk about it. But let's keep the talk grounded. If you're asking what's the update is scheduling and procedural. Trial moved to August. Severance request denied according to reported coverage. Now, here's the part where Shyt Talkin Time has to be honest about the bigger picture. Hip hop beef and legal drama exist in the same ecosystem now because the internet blends everything into content. A beef happens, it becomes memes, reaction videos, debate clips. A case happens, it becomes conspiracy threads, fake documents, insiders, and people making 10-minute videos with no sources and a microphone that sounds like it's underwater. And I know y'all love tea, but tea without facts is just hot water. So if you're following this stuff, here's the best way to keep your mind right. One, rely on reputable reporting for real updates. Two, understand that social media is not court. Three, stop treating every rumor like it's confirmed. And four, remember the human side. These are real people with real consequences, not characters in a Netflix show. Now, I want to spin back to the culture conversation because it's all connected. Jay-Z talking about beef getting too personal is also a warning about where the culture is going. If the culture becomes destroy your opponent's life for engagement, eventually artists stop participating, or they participate in safer ways, or they avoid beef entirely, or it shifts into something else, and you can already see the shift. A lot of artists now subtweet in music. They do coded lines, they do interviews, they do Instagram stories, and they do everything but an actual record to record battle. Because the minute you go full battle now, it turns into a war with millions of fans and nonstop allegations. Back in the day, you could battle and keep it mostly on wax. Now you battle and people start digging up your third grade report card. So the question becomes, do we even want the old beef culture back? Or do we want competition without destruction? Because competition can be healthy. Competition can push art forward. But destruction is different. Destruction is what happens when there are no boundaries. And again, this isn't me saying rap should be polite. Rap should never be polite. Rap is not a polite genre, but there's a difference between I'm the best and I'm trying to end you. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, cool. What should I do with this info? Here's what you do. Stay tapped into what's real. Don't let the algorithm turn you into a rumor repeater. And if you want more episodes like this, where we give you the updates without turning it into nonsense, then you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with one person. And I want a comment from y'all because the comment section is where the real show happens. Which one is worse for hip hop in 2026? A, rap beef turning into stand wars. B, rap beef turning personal and involving families. C, people treating rumors like facts. Drop A, B, or C, simple, no essays. Also, if there's a specific beef you want me to cover next, or if you want a weekly Shyt Talkin Time segment that runs through the biggest culture headlines, say that in the comments, because if y'all want it, I'll structure it like a real weekly show with segments, recurring jokes, and quick hitter updates. All right, let me land the plane. Jay-Z's comments are basically the veterans saying, yo, this beef stuff is getting too toxic in the social media era. T.I. versus 50 showed that beef now can be a headline moment as much as it is a musical moment. And Lil Durk's case update is that the trial has been reported as delayed into August 2026, with reporting that severance was denied. That's the factual lane. That's the real lane. And this episode was sponsored by harderstripesclothing.com. Go check them out at harderstripesclothing.com. And one more time, like, subscribe, and share to help the channel grow. I'll catch y'all on the next Shyt Talkin Time.